1985. Yes, the year when Rocky IV came out. I was 9 years old and I went to the theater to see that bitch, baby. I mean, Rocky in not just the late 70s, but all through the 80s was classic hits until 1990 rolled around and Rocky V. But we're not talking about that one. We're talking about Rocky IV. When I saw it at the theaters, it played. The theater was inside a mall nearby. Y'all remember malls, right? Back then it was big. I mean, the malls and stuff was big, and so was Rocky. And I remember waiting in line like, you know, nowadays people wait in line to see Star Wars and stuff. I mean, there was literally a big line and stuff. And you would wait till the doors opened up at the theater over here, you know, where the showing was. And a bunch of people would come out, people grinning, laying. Man, it was on opening night. I mean, there's a few movies that I remember seeing on opening night, but this one, along with a few other ones, which will be in, you know, other videos to come of childhood theater memories. But this was the first night. And later on, that theater shut down. They opened up a bigger theater in the back, which was good through the 90s until the, I don't know, mid-2000s or something. And now it's really bad. It needs upgrading and everything. And it's funny because that theater later become a K&W. They, you know, closed in some walls and stuff and made a K&W. And I worked there when I was like, I guess 21, yeah. But we're not talking about K&W food and all that shit. And they shut down now. But anyway, I remember people was just crazy. And this is one of these times where back in the 80s, they sell you a ticket. And if they didn't have those seats, screw it. You sat on the damn floor. But oh, young movie John at 9 years old, I happened to get a seat. And, you know, fighting the Russian and stuff. This crowd, I mean, that I was in, I remember it. And there was people cheering and shit. I mean, it was wild. It was loud. Especially when, you know, the fight scene and all that. Rocky IV had the greatest soundtrack, that I say, of the 80s. If you think you're going to bet against me, throw it out there. But Rocky IV, I think, had the best soundtrack of the 80s. But yeah, I remember it being loud, people cheering and stuff. I remember this woman sitting behind me. It's funny how you can remember something. I mean, I'm 45 now. This is when I was 9 years old. I remember this woman behind me, Rocky getting the shit beat out of him by the damn Russian. And this chick's back there screaming and throwing her hands up, kind of like Rhonda would do now. Well, she has done it, watching it on the big screen in the living room, throwing her hands up and come on, Rocky, and no, 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 and all that stuff. But funny how you remember stuff like that. Who knows where that woman is now, what she went on to do in life. But she remembers watching Rocky IV at the theater, and so do I. But there was people literally sitting in the floors. And just like, you know, when I went and saw Karate Kid. But, I mean, it's just something that not everybody sits here and will be able to tell you a story and remember when they saw movies like this. Just a few select people in the world. And one of them is Movie John. And I just remember stuff like that from the 80s. Because it was awesome, man. Rocky Balboa fighting Ivan Drago, man. I mean, yeah, Drago. There's some few things about that movie, too. I think he's like hitting 1,800 pounds of pressure. I mean, to be realistic, that knocked somebody's damn freaking head off. But, and he got even bigger and bigger when he fought Rocky. Yeah, he killed Apollo and all that stuff. But, you know, when I watch these movies now, like the Creed movies and stuff, it just takes me back to watching them in the theater. And every time I watch Rocky IV, it's just holds a special place in my heart. It's not actually the, should I say, my favorite. My favorites really are 2 and 6, Rocky Balboa. But part 4 goes in there too, in the mix. But, you know, I always liked Rocky 2 too. Wish I could have seen that one in the theater. Apollo Creed, yeah. Apollo died in Rocky IV. I don't need to tell you a whole history about Rocky IV, but I just tell you about going to the theater as 9 years old, and it was awesome to watch people cheering in the crowd. You just don't see that kind of stuff anymore. I never did the, what did I see? I see the first Creed. I always got an itch or something when I'm watching. I seen the first Creed in the theater, but I don't remember people cheering and going on like that. But I mean, maybe they do, maybe, you know. But I just remember that stuff from 1985, Rocky IV. Yes, he beat the Russian, and he brought America with Soviet Union together for a few minutes at least. Whatever he hits, he destroys. Till next time.